morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Inquirer Project Rebound webinar series presented by the Philippine Daily Inquirer. My name is Tina Dumlao, and I will be your moderator for this live stream event. This is the first of a series of webinars that we will be holding as part of Project Rebound. Project Rebound is an Inquirer project, our contribution to try and help our country recover from this unprecedented crisis. To give us more idea about this project, please watch this video.
The COVID-19 pandemic and the resulting lockdowns have dealt a heavy blow on the economy. Millions of Filipinos were left jobless, thousands of companies were forced to close, and thousands more have had to downsize to ride out the downturn. But all is not lost. Almost a year into the crisis, the Philippines has begun its journey to recovery with stimulus measures and policies in place. Filipino companies, groups, and individuals have also shown their resilience and are slowly regaining their footing. The Philippine Daily Inquirer, along with its sister companies, seeks to do its share to help the Philippines bounce back from this unprecedented crisis by doing what it does best: tell the stories that empower the Filipino. Through Project Rebound, the Philippine Daily Inquirer will share expert insights and inspiring stories of how businesses can accelerate their recovery, how to retool and recalibrate to survive and even thrive amid the COVID-19 pandemic in collaboration with the government, civil society, and the private sector. With its 67 million strong reach across multimedia platforms, the Inquirer Group is indeed in a favorable position to inspire a rebound from the crisis. Together, we can and will overcome.
Okay, so as part of that, of Project Rebound, our topic for this first one is on Philippine recovery. Are we there yet? Our guests, who are business leaders and experts in logistics, retail, and fintech, will talk about their own company's experience in the past year and then how they see 2021 shaping up, especially with the latest developments. But before we introduce our guests, we would like to give an exclusive offer for our viewers. The Philippine Daily Inquirer is offering a 30-day free trial of its digital edition called Inquirer Plus. We are flashing the QR code on your screens now so you can get more details on how to take advantage of this exclusive offer. To know more about the Inquirer Plus subscription, please visit shop.inquirer.com.ph. We'd also like to thank the following sponsors for making this live stream event possible: GCash, Kaya Mo, GCash Mo; Medicard, prescribed by doctors; San Miguel Corporation, Your World Made Better; Filipino Shell Petroleum Corporation, which represents the downstream operations of the shell companies in the Philippines; and Union Bank, bank the way you live. And there's more. I would like to thank also the organizations that have partnered with us in Project Rebound. Really appreciate the support. From the Philippine Association of National Advertisers, the Makati Business Club, Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Registered Financial Planners Philippines, Philippine Business for Social Progress, the British Chamber of Commerce Philippines, League of Corporate Foundations, the Subdivision and Housing Developers Association, Philippine Software Industry Association, Public Relations Society of the Philippines, Philippine Business for Education, and the Philippine Retailers Association. And now we finally get to the point where we introduce our guest speakers for today. Our first is Winsley Bangit. He's the Chief Customer Officer of Mynt, the operator of GCash, the #1 financial app in the Philippines. Previous to this role, he was VP for prepaid broadband business at Globe. He has 15 years of solid consumer marketing experience with Globe Prepaid for both mobile and home. He has pioneered breakthroughs by bringing to life game-changing initiatives such as the AllNet promos, free Facebook, and home prepaid Wi-Fi. Winsley believes in good collaboration and teamwork as pillars for a successful career. Good morning, Winsley.
Good morning, Tina. Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Okay, so our next speaker, thanks Winsley again, is Zoe Chi. Zoe is the Vice President of J&T Express Philippines, one of the leading and fastest growing e-commerce delivery companies in Southeast Asia. She champions the goal of J&T that no Filipino business or customer that is too far-flung or too hard to reach for them to service, especially at this time when e-commerce possibilities are bright. She oversees the nationwide network of J&T with almost 600 branches from the north to the south and many more places in between. Good morning, Zoe.
Hi, good morning, Miss Tina. Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, and lastly is Rosemarie Bosch Ong. She is a noteworthy experienced leader with expertise in the areas of marketing, administration, and operations. She's the SEVP Chief Operating Officer, Wilcon Depot, and has created strategies that deliver consistent business growth. She's also serving as the president of the Philippine Retailers Association, the country's recognized organization of retailers and suppliers. Good morning, Zoe. Good morning, Rose, sorry.
Good morning, Tina. Thank you for having me. And of course, good morning to Winsley and Zoe as well.
Yeah. Originally, we also were supposed to have Angeline Tamavangkas, but she had an urgent thing to do. So maybe we'll have her next time. So let's get on to with the business. No. Let's before we go into and answer that question on recovery for 2021, I wanted to get an idea from you guys how 2020 shaped up. No, when the pandemic hit us. So specific to Winsley first, for GCash, no, when did it become apparent to you that the COVID-19 pandemic was worse than expected? How did Globe and Mynt specifically deal with it?
Hi, Tina. So again, thank you, Tina. Good morning. Good morning to my co-panelists, and good morning to everyone who's tuned in today. So for us, the question is when did it became apparent, right? I have a couple of point of views. So first, at a personal level, it's something very, very impactful when things hit closer to home, right? I'm sure every one of us experienced the lockdowns, the work from home setup, right? The limitation on movement. I personally live in Cavite, and again, when things started to get restricted, access to things become very, very difficult. More so, I'm sure, to most of our kababayans out there. And also, again, when you hear the news, people getting infected, again, friends, relatives, when things become really, really close to home, that's when you realize, it's bigger than we think it was. But also from a business perspective, I do believe that we have been anticipating it, right? We have been planning for the worst. So definitely we have been thinking of how to protect our employees in this new setup. We're thinking of how to enable them the right protection and the right protocols, especially in the new work from home setup. We've been looking at improving business processes and procedures. So for example, GCash has been ready to serve consumers and businesses when the economy closed. So safe and secure payments are enabled and rolled out. We've empowered businesses to survive and thrive with our cashless solutions. But I do believe that one still cannot fully plan against this pandemic, right? It has been a continuous process of learning for all of us. But for me, the most apparent impact of the pandemic, when you see behaviors shifting, meaning what you see are not just trends, but fundamental changes in how we do things. So for example, I'm sure we've seen the rise of the non-contact services diba? From cashless transactions to digital payments to home deliveries. We've seen the prevalence of RFID. And of course, with this rise of digital payments, GCash has been at the forefront of that growth. Also, we've seen the stay-at-home economy, wherein the home became a safe haven for our users and for our kababayans out there. It became a place of work and discovery as well, but it also became a place of self-enrichment. Diba? When people started to learn from home and indulge their passions at home. I'm sure madami sa atin dito yung mga natuto magluto at ngayon mga plantito at plantita, di ba? And of course, the resilience of the business communities as seen when you've seen the virtual communities pop up. With the decline in foot traffic in stores, you see that the community building and socialization find its way around. Diba? I'm sure tayo nag-e-parties tayo minsan, nakikita-kita tayo through Zoom or through Facebook. But also, businesses found their ways into marketplaces like Viber or Facebook. But more importantly, people had been very, very conscious about financial security. And a lot of them are very interested in savings, in investments, and how to insure themselves. And again, these are fundamental changes that we've seen in our society today. Hindi siya trend, diba? And
Okay.
it changed the way we do things and the way we perceive things.
Okay, but in terms of volume of transaction, because GCash has been around for some time, no?
Mhm.
And for a long time, people just, didn't really consider it a priority to use it.
Mhm.
But suddenly in 2020, things changed, no?
Yep.
By how much did it increase
We
the
actually,
volume of transactions?
actually, we've seen a rise by almost 4x. Ang laki, 4 times. We've seen 4 times growth. Actually, we've breached the 1 trillion transaction mark
Okay.
last December. And for me, this shows how the Filipinos are ready. Actually, di ba alam natin na the Filipinos are one of the top Facebook users in the world, di ba? With smartphone penetration at around 74%. So, kumbaga, contrary to popular notion, Filipinos are internet savvy already. It's just that the right solution was at the right time and at the right place.
Okay, we'll explore that a little bit further later now.
Yeah.
Thanks, Winsley. And now
Thank
another question, this time for you, Zoe. In 2020, what were the immediate steps that J&T took to cope with the pandemic and the lockdowns, considering that you are in the logistics business now, and the lockdowns for sure had an effect on your business. So what did you guys do?
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much, Philippine Inquirer, for inviting me to share our expertise on this career service industry of the Philippines in relationship with this pandemic. Actually, yeah, so for J&T Express, we entered the country market in 2019. And what's unique about us is we utilize technology and digitalization to make our operations more efficient, faster, and safer. We are one of our fastest growing e-commerce delivery service in the country, with more than 25,000 employees. And currently we have more than 1,000 trucks and vehicles, and also more than 600 branches nationwide. We have implemented our recovery and bounce back plans. And I'm more than happy to share our story on how we are recalibrating and retooling to survival amid this business climate. We're supporting the projects and also for the customers. It is aligned with our efforts to help Filipinos bounce back from the efforts of the pandemic. We believe in the strength of the Filipino spirit to rise above challenges. It is important that we are able to adapt quickly and collectively so that we can all move forward together. Last year, we also launched some campaigns to supporting our customer and also supporting our e-commerce business. We launched the J&T Express Localista campaign, which value local entrepreneurs who showcase that what their regions can offer. We support the local SMEs who contribute so much to the economy and to the promotion of local made products from all over the Philippines, by Filipinos, for Filipinos, and through Filipinos. The positive side of the pandemic is that it led a boost in e-commerce demand, and we had to hire more riders, employees to better serve our growing customer at this time. The synergy of the transport and mobility, logistic, and technology ultimately lead to the economic empowerment that ranges from the individuals and the entrepreneurs to the cities and the regions he lives in, and woven all together in a digital ecosystem that promotes and supports the identity of the localista and the Philippines as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you, Zoe. So you're saying that in 2020, while you were affected, you also expanded.
Yes, we expanded. I think not only about our delivery service, but also e-commerce business. We are always in the same path.
Okay, so I'll also come back to that later. Thank you, Zoe.
Thank you.
Then my question now for Rose, both for Wilcon, Wilcon and for PRA, what were the key wins as well as the extent of the losses in 2020? Of course, with the lockdowns, with the restrictions in movement, retail was one of the most affected by the pandemic. So we can go at it generally speaking first. How bad was it in 2020 for retail in general, and then for Wilcon? And then, but what were if there were wins in 2020?
Okay. We all know that it was really very challenging the past year, It's been for us. We were caught unaware. We were not prepared. Nobody was prepared, whether you're big or you're small or you're a big retailer. So for our sector, I'm sure you know that we are the hardest hit. I mean, particularly retail, but not all sectors, because we still have essentials and the non-essentials,
Okay.
So what happened is that we experienced restrictions. We experienced a pause in the economy, because we are heavy on consumption. We all know that. Because of the lockdown, for 2 months lockdown, there's no consumption, basically, especially coming from the brick and mortar, But of course, there are a lot of retailers found ways on how they navigate, So there's online and all this, So everybody was like, they accelerated their digitalization, So I'm sure you know that, as reported by the PSA, because of the lockdown, because of the contraction in the economy, many people lost their job. In fact, it posted an 8.7% decline, compared to January of last year. That's equivalent to 4 million people losing their jobs. And even, of course, the decline also in the what they call
GDP.
the GDP, which is negative 9.5. But there's also a bright side on that, because, as I've mentioned, it created a different platform for retail. There's the acceleration of online. Now for PRA, what we did really was to help our members. That's the first thing that we did. And I guess PRA, diba, we're heavy on in-person conferences and all this. It was really very difficult for us to pivot. So what we did immediately, what we did to survive is that for to help our members, So what we did is we shifted our platforms into virtual learning sessions, So previously, when we do conferences, because PRA, we represent 80% of the retailers, And basically, our role is just to represent them in government, government affairs and all this, and also to help members. Basically, we want them to grow as a retailer, so we want to help them to be, at par with international standards, to level up the standard of retailing in the Philippines. So what we did is that we used technology as a leverage. So we did virtual learning sessions. So we introduced different virtual learning series and all this, no, in order to reach out to more members. No, previously when it was in person, we only can accommodate limited number of mostly members, no, and associates. But because of this pandemic, I think the bright side of it is that we were able to reach out to more retailers, know whether they're members or non-members of PRA as well, and even to the public. No, so we were able to open up the communication and open up ideas for them to be able to thrive. As I've mentioned, 4 million people lost. No, so this was an opportunity for us to look into other avenues for them to be able to thrive and survive. No, we listened to Winsley. He mentioned about the birth of the marketplaces because everybody was like centered on different channels. No, even you see people selling in Facebook, in different channels. So
Viber.
Viber, they created Viber community, So all these things, I think that was really the in terms of win, So as I mentioned, we leverage on a lot of retailers. They improve their e-commerce sites. They did online marketplaces, and then we see that the mobile app now became the storefront na, di ba? Before, people would go to the mall, people would go to showrooms to see products, no? But now the mobile phone became the storefront. It became the showroom, no? So we see a lot of shift in all of this, and it was because of what we did for the organization. It was very easy, I would say. It was seamless for everybody to navigate, no? Especially those that are hardly hit. Now, for Wilcon, for us to be able to thrive and survive, no? We have this, for us to win, parang we have these 3 letters represent how we won, how we win this pandemic, no? So we would stand, no? So how did we do that? Of course, first thing, we focus on our number one asset, which is our people, no? So we made sure that even during the disruption, during the there's no work available. They cannot work because of the issues on mobility, transportation, and all this. Though we still made sure that they get their pay, even if we were closed for 2 months, So we were able to, to provide our employees, their pay, and also the community where we operate in. We did a lot of philanthropic, I'm sure you know that. We donated to ABS-CBN and to GMA because we, rather than reinvent the wheel, so what we did is we used the resources, just to distribute our help, in order to make sure that people would have food on the table. Especially their program is really on feeding and helping those who are displaced, and even Project Ugnayan, we allocated, we donated 25 million to that. And then the different donations that we gave to the health workers, to the different hospitals, and even the test kits, we were part of that Project ARC, we're part of a Dose of Hope also. So all these things, because we understand and we know that we are part of this ecosystem, So we have to make sure that we have this, this working ecosystem, not just to help, but not just to augment, but basically to help the economy recover, Because if we have a safe population, if our people are safe, and if our people are able to survive, definitely the road to recovery is going to be easy for us, So basically, what we did is that even if we're very strong for brick and mortar, Wilcon was very fast in navigating. So we innovated, So there's a saying that if you don't innovate in this time, you will evaporate, So I'm sure you've heard about our BCCD, our browse, call, collect, and deliver, That's one platform one option that we introduced, So because of issues on people are afraid to go out, and I'm sure everybody was like centered in the homes, so they wanted to do a lot of improvements, a lot of renovation in their homes, So we introduced this, so they have the option to browse first, navigate in our system, and then coordinate through Viber or to any other social media platform, or even through our phone, and then have it delivered or pick up, And then, of course, we also introduced the virtual tour of the store, Rather than spending a lot of time in the store, navigating the store, they would coordinate first, they would check first on the item, and then before they confirm their order. And lastly, in order to win, of course, you always hear about me navigating. So we try to navigate also, no? For brick and mortar, what we did is we introduced our omni-channel strategy, So we're doing a lot of work from the back end, enhancing and improving our digitization capability, It's really more on capability or capacity building. That's for us to be able to thrive and survive in this, So all of these things, we did in order to provide a seamless, shopping experience for our customers, whether you're offline or online, I think it's really very important because everything was disrupted, the demand was disrupted. You see for businesses, you see a polarization also on different things, on demands and all this. And even, you see pressures also in pricing, pressures on even the profit of the business people, So all these challenges, I guess 2020, we see it as a big challenge. We see it as a very uncertain period. But because of the developments that we're seeing, we're still very much hopeful that we will thrive and survive this. And just follow what I said, we try to win by withstanding, by innovating, and of course navigating this crisis, just to be able to thrive and survive. And hopefully, we reach that road to recovery, because I still believe that in retail, we will definitely outperform outperform the market once the economy rebound, once the economy recovers. Because as I've said, we're very much heavy on consumption, we're very much dependent, and it really contributes a lot to our GDP.
Yeah, revenge purchasing now. No.
Yes.
Before I go to the next question, curious for what was the surprise purchase of 2020? What is category that you were surprised dramatically or last year? Was it paint? What was it?
For us, for Wilcon?
For Wilcon, yeah.
Well, I'm very proud of Wilcon because we're very strong with hard lines. When you talk of Wilcon, it's about building, improving. Our market really is catered or geared towards building. So now when we reopened, as I mentioned, people were locked down or they were confined in their homes for 2 months. And thanks to Desa, she's very active really in social media. Trying to convince people to go to Wilcon, focus on your homes. We heard about yung new hobbies like cooking, baking, all these plantitas. So we were surprised when we reopened. We were surprised to see to experience a surge in the demand for soft lines. Although we have those, but we're not really much focused on that. But because Wilcon was very responsive, we're very resilient, we were able to serve the market even if we're focused on hard lines. Our core really is on hard lines, which are the tiles, hardware, the building materials. But we were able to serve the needs of the market, specifically, soft lines. When you say soft lines, these are the home essential items. These are the appliances, housewares, baking equipments and all this. We were able to serve them with that, And even, now there's a surge in demand also for personal care because, as I've said, there's a change in the behavior, there's a change in the mindset of people. The focus now really is on health, wellness, personal care, So we were able to, even cleaning materials, disinfecting materials, all this, So yeah, it was easy for us to expand our portfolio, to expand our category, So for specifically home building, yeah, that's what we saw. And it's continuing, I guess. It's continuing now, even if we say that, construction is slowly going back also, So yeah, those are the trends that we saw that we were able to surprise. Yeah, it's a big surprise for us, But we were able to up.
Thank you. Well, I will get back to that. But now for a general question. 2020, what would you say was a best business decision you made that made an impact on your operations that maybe helped you cope with the pandemic? I'll start again with Winsley. What did GCash do? The single best decision made, hope, and then come.
Yeah. Hi, Tina. Naku, mahirap yung single best. I think there's a range.
Oo nga, okay.
Yeah, although I'll try
Okay.
to limit it to I think what I believe will be the few and impactful ones. Definitely,
Okay.
number one would be when we were able to partner with the government in terms of providing that safe and timely SAP support, right? We were able to disburse more than 16 billion pesos to almost 2 million beneficiaries. So for me, it really showed the power of technology in helping not just the bank, but more so the unbanked population that we have. And I think we're one of the biggest, if not the biggest, part of the government in terms of distributing that SAP program, not just with the national government, but at least a lot of the LGUs from Makati to Taguig. So for us, that being purposeful and helpful to the community through technology. So definitely one of the best activities that we've done for 2020. Also, of course, we were able to support more than 1 million small and social businesses to survive and thrive during the pandemic. Like what you said, ang daming nagsulputan na fiber communities. Actually, even nga yung mga nagde-deliver ng gulay, palengke here in our community are also now using GCash. So again, it's that very purposeful and helpful activities that we did. Also, one thing that we're also proud of was the digital bayanihan. I don't know if you remember the string of typhoons that we had, diba?
Yeah.
In Q4, Typhoon Ulysses and etc. What we've seen is that user-generated, GCash also became the platform of choice for this social support to raise funds to all our NGOs. And also within GCash, we're able to raise around almost 48 to 50 million pesos. Again, to provide support to our mga kababayan sa nangangailangan during those typhoons. And also, last, I'm sure nung Christmas, you guys were there.
Yeah.
We were able to transform and digitalize a lot of the traditions. Diba? I know
The
it's social
party.
parties, gift giving, and also aguinaldo. Diba? Ang mga ninong nun walang kawala, diba? Even with social distancing, you can send money kasi through GCash. So a lot of people resorted to those new ways to do your traditions. And at least GCash was still enabling our users and our community to still keep their traditions, to keep the traditions meaningful, but again, aided with technology. And last, of course, we focus on making financial services more affordable and accessible. So from G-Credit to savings to insure. So those are the big focuses that we have in making sure that everyone will have access to otherwise services na konti lang yung nakaka-avail.
Okay. Oh, very enlightening. Thank you, Wins. And then how about you, Zoe? What did J&T do? What's your best decision made in 2020?
Hi, Ms. Tina. Thank you for your question. Actually, in 2020, our best decision, I think, is also for continue serve our customers. I think we are like the roles of a bridge to connecting our entrepreneur and also our customers. So we also accepted our customers' requirement that they really want to continue to do their business, and they really needed the logistic and delivery company supporting about their business. And this pandemic actually is like a chance for us to help the countless Filipinos by providing our worker jobs and also keeping businesses and livelihood alive, especially among the small and the small media entrepreneurs nationwide. And also like what GCash did, actually we also did our CSR. We provided around, I think, more than 10 minutes about CSR. At the very beginning of the pandemic, we are the first company who providing the free face mask from our branch. So all the customers working in our branch can get the free face mask and the alcohol, some things. And we also take the COVID relief We also I think we are the most earlier company at the beginning of the lockdown. So we help the organizations, the hospital, the government to shipping all the supplies to the hospital, to some regions, free shipping. And we also included some free mobilizations for frontliners under the Bayanihan initiatives, and the delivery of relief goods to typhoon hit areas in Bicol, Catanduanes, Isabela, and Cayenne Valley. By providing the best and for quality service, I think it is a win-win to attract a sizable customer base and create a loyalty among existing partners. We offer the promos also for our customers, like the Only Saya promote. It means like we have different size of the pouches. No matter what kind of item you deliver, there's no weight limit. And we also offer the Localista campaign to help our local entrepreneurs and business owners showcase what their region can offer, from healthy pilinas to woven rugs and mats. It has shown that the Filipinos do want to know more about and patronize their own. Another evidence is the surge of demand for the region and the homegrown goods in the double-digit sales day. The momentum is picking up, and J&T will continue to this campaign also. So I think in the 2020, the most the good decision is we really try continually to serve our customers with good and quality service. Thank you.
Thank you again, Zoe. And then how about you, Rose? Something to add from what you said earlier about best decision for Wilcon in 2020?
Yeah, I still believe that, we need to do and give our share, especially the reason why we stood by, because we really focus on our internal and external stakeholders. No, I've mentioned about how we help our employees. We made sure that they are, that they have their salary with them, and also during the time that when we reset, we provided them not just some because of the challenge of mobility. We even provide shuttle services. And then we were very open for work from home arrangement, considering that we retail. Some they're very traditional retail. But we navigated. I mean, we were able to blend between what is the call of the time and between what is really required of us. So we offered work from home arrangement for some. And also what we did also is that we made sure that our employees and of course our customers are safe. That's why I guess the best decision we did was really to focus on our employees and the community where we operate, when we provided donations for test kits and all this, is to be able to have visibility. So we were still able to open. I guess you'll be surprised to know that we opened 8 stores during this pandemic.
Wow.
6 was opened, 8 stores, including the 6 that we opened last year, 2020, plus the 2 we opened immediately when we reached January. We opened 2 stores, which is a carryover of last year. So we still continue to expand. I guess we were quite successful in communicating to our customer the relevance of really improving their homes amidst the situation, amidst the pandemic. And we were able to, I guess the advantage of that is that many people were, we help a lot, because of the mental stress that we're experiencing, the psychological stress that we're experiencing. We're able to provide them their needs for coping up with their time and all this. So the bakers, we were able to provide what they need to fulfill their hobbies, and also the plantitas and all this. So even the work from home arrangement, a lot of you configured your homes, work from home setup, and then study at home setup, and all this distant learning, diba? So we were able, I think we were successful in that. That's one way really of helping our stakeholders, helping the Filipino people, which is very much aligned with our mission of helping them improve, renovate their homes in a sustainable way. So they were able to sustain this pandemic despite all the different challenges, no? And of course, through the different, thanks to, of course, Globe, to the different channels that we use, no, just to be able to reach out to our customers, no?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for sharing your thoughts for the first part of this program. We'll just take a little break and we'll continue the fruitful discussion in a bit. Just wait, and I'll call on you in a bit again. Thank you again to Winsley, Zoe, and Rose. Stay tuned.
I want to be like Mama when I grow up. Mama says learning can take us from where we are to where we can be. It can change us from who we are to who we can be. That in teaching minds, we also end up teaching hearts. Thank you for taking care of Mama Mina so that she can inspire more people to do more.
Deals, brands you love, secure transactions, all in GCash. Your super life app. G-Life mo na yan.
Bank the way you live. Union Bank.
Hello again, everyone. Thank you for staying tuned to the Inquirer Project Rebound webinar series presented by the Philippine Daily Inquirer. This live stream event would not be possible without the help of our sponsors. Again, it's GCash, Kaya Mo, GCash Mo, Medicard, prescribed by doctors, San Miguel Corporation, Your World Made Better. San Miguel is one of the Philippines' largest and most diversified conglomerates, generating about 5.5% of the country's gross domestic product in 2019 through its highly integrated operations in beverages, food, packaging, fuel and oil, power, and infrastructure. In the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, San Miguel has committed to continue all major projects and forge ahead with new investments to help rebuild the country and generate more jobs for Filipinos. Filipino Shell Petroleum Corporation, meanwhile, represents the downstream operations of the Shell Group in the Philippines, a network of companies involved in the oil and gas exploration, importation, distribution, marketing, and other services. It is the longest running energy company in the country. And finally, Union Bank, bank the way you live. So at this point, we have the questions from our partner organizations again for the three of you. I'll start again with Winsley. This one from the Philippine Association of National Advertisers. They ask, what was the major challenge that your business had during the pandemic?
Hi, good morning. Good morning. So, yeah, and thank you for that question. One of the biggest challenge that we faced really is, of course, we've seen tremendous growth. Diba? We are an easy to download app, but of course, we also provide the right security measures, and we have what we call our eKYC. So it's a robust platform that validates and verifies all of our users very securely and safely. However, and we know this, even if with our robust KYC platform, most Filipinos still don't have formal documentation, right?
Okay.
Don't have, formal IDs, diba? And what we could verify with our system are the ones, of course, with the right identification. And therefore, we are very much in support with the efforts of the national government to have a national ID system. Because with that, we could vet and verify more Filipinos to be onboarded in our platform. Because at the end of the day, we still want to make our platform very, very secure. So these are vetted and verified individuals so that the ecosystem remains safe and secure for every one of our users. So those are one of our biggest challenges.
So security is the big one too.
Well, no, the lack of documentation. But it hampers the growth further.
Okay.
Diba?
Got it.
But definitely, those who we could verify, we will verify with our system, and definitely we want to make sure that we onboard more Filipinos appropriately and safely. Also, definitely the trust, diba? In a new and in an innovative technology. We all know that majority still of our population is part of the underserved or the unbanked. And the Philippines is still a cash society. And the difficulty in trusting any other form, could you just imagine you only have this much money already, and why will I trust this money to this new new system, right? Which I don't know and I don't understand. So definitely it's a matter of education. It's a matter of consistency. But more than anything, it's also a matter of providing good experience, because this education and this consideration can be broken down when more and more people are having very, very good experience with their service. And actually, that's what's been happening to us. We have been growing at the back of good endorsements and good word of mouth from our users. But still, it doesn't remove the task for us to continuously educate, reach more people, make our products more accessible, more understandable, and also definitely more affordable to more Filipinos so that they could enjoy the benefits of safe transactions, of accessible financial services.
Got that. Very enlightening again. Thank you. For Zoe, this one is a question from the Public Relations Society of the Philippines. They ask, what is the role of communication in hastening our road to recovery? How might companies and organizations use communication to help Filipinos navigate and then bounce back?
Hi, Ms. Tina. Thank you for your question. Yes. Actually, for the roles, we continuously communication with our J&T family and customers to turn the partners is very important, especially in this time, because it builds relationship and not just a business. During the new normal, we have to quickly pivot and adapt by using technology. As a logistic company, communications and technology help J&T reach and help the more Filipinos from almost every point in the Philippines. from establishing entrepreneurs to connecting families. Our technology system is, we call it a GT system. Is customers can appointment the order like for pickup or for drop off. Yeah. So and once they delivered, they can use the app or website to tracking their parcels. So where the parcel is already on the way shipping, it's already arrived at your destination. So everything updated on the system. So customer is very convenient to know everything about their parcels. And the logistics companies and technology is really helped us a lot. Communications also provide this feedback so we can serve them better. It helps getting insight to current trends.
Okay, thank you very much, Zoe. And then finally to Rose, this is a question from the Philippine Business for Education. How can businesses, I guess for PRA, take a more active role in skills training and employment of out-of-school youth who are left out by credentials-based hiring? Do you guys have a program specific for them?
Well, not yet for out-of-school youth, but we are very much active, especially now that rather than just riding in this new wave of digitalization, we all know that PRA is also very active with, representations in the government. In fact, we are part of the discussion on the proposed law on digital transaction, the internet transaction bill. No, it's in partnership with different government agencies such as DTI, Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines, even the Department of Education. So we all know that, as I mentioned earlier, retail is really transforming. No. In terms of maturity, I would say we're not yet in that level as the digital leaders, like of course China. If you just talk about Asia, of course Singapore, they're very matured in terms of market maturity, So we realize that really we have to step up, So we need to retool our digital, you call this digital natives, we need to retool them, because we've been talking about one ecosystem, there's no more boundaries. I mean, the boundaries are quite blurred already, So what we did is that, part of the initiative was to provide new skills, for, let's say, now that e-commerce, we're talking about e-commerce now really growing fast, So we need to retool, we need to provide courses, That's why we're talking with Department of Education, even with TESDA, to provide courses on, let's say, if at brick and mortar stores, we're very familiar with the promoters or the merchandisers that arrange the displays and all this, But for digital setup, we need skilled those that can do creative, like you call them
animation or something.
All this creative. And also, so things like this related to e-commerce, related to on how to enhance the digital, the digital look of the space, So all of this, but that's very, especially now that there's so many unemployed, there's so many underemployed already, So it's high time for us to really provide the skills to retool, to provide, I guess we're quite successful for retail, for the PRA, because we opened our conferences, we opened our learning series, our webinars to the public, whether you're a retailer or a non-retailer, you can always, and then we even offer it live stream in Facebook, So all of these, those who are interested in retailing, because the first job that's very common in the Philippines, that either you're in retail, you're in selling, you're in trading, you're in buying and this and that, So yeah, basically our aim really is to retool. And I guess the e-learning that we're offering, and even for Wilcon also, we realize that it's important for us to retool, to provide learnings for our staff, for them to be able to thrive in this, to be able to face the challenge, to be more skilled and to be more competent, because as I mentioned, you have to reconcile your similarity and differences. And I guess for you to thrive and stand out in this game is really to differentiate yourself, no? So if you have able and competent people that can adapt to the digital, the digital growth or the digital wave, then it's going to be good for the business.
Okay, thank you. So at this point, I think all of us have a good idea of how you guys cope now in 2020. So now we're in 2021 and cases are spiking. We are in a bubble, ano ba? NCR Plus Pro Max, di ba?
Yeah.
And they don't want to call it an ECQ, but it feels a little bit like it. So the question now becomes, a year later, how do you see your company navigating these choppy waters once more? Is it better than last year? I'll start with you again, Winsley. What do you think? Are we there? Andito na naman tayo, season 2 of 2020.
Oo nga season 2. No? Yeah, I guess like what we've talked about extensively over the last 5 minutes about, we were able to navigate 2020.
Okay.
I guess moving into 2021, we won't be able to solve the problem, but I guess what we can do and what we will be able to do is we will be able to solve problems better. Diba?
Okay.
We will be better at solving problems. So for GCash, actually, it's about keeping on changing the game and continuously improving and empowering consumers and unlocking opportunities and innovations for businesses. So for example, I've talked about trust earlier. That's our number one priority.
Okay.
We will continuously improve on that to keep our users safe and secure. So we've launched our biometrics right now so that hindi mo na kailangan mag-enter ng PIN mo or kaya hindi mo kailangan ibigay yung MPIN mo dun sa iba kasi baka maloko ka. So again, these are the things that we want to make sure are in place para mapanatili natin safe yung mga users natin. Now, in terms of supporting our merchants, again, it's also a continuous innovation for them. So for example, we've recently launched as well what we call our QR on demand. So meaning everyone, actually including you, if you are a GCash user, you can now have your own QR. So ang benefit kasi ng may QR ka is that una, hindi na malilito yung mga users na i-send, hindi na mi-send, di ba? Yung money kung magbabayad man. And at the same time, if you are a small online seller, you don't need to share your personal details, di ba?
The number, no? Yeah, that's right.
So, share the QR na lang. So safe transaction, safe ka pa and secure when it comes to your personal details. Also, we're going to introduce again a very new self-onboarding for our merchant ecosystem. So that's on the business side.
Okay.
And also we've launched, actually just yesterday, what we call
investment one.
Life. Isa pa yan. We'll talk about the investments. Madaming ginagawa ngayon. For G-Life, we've launched, for GCash, we've launched what we call G-Life. So actually, it's an in-app experience. So meaning, a lot of our partners can now effectively build their app inside GCash. Diba? So hindi na nila kailangan mag-worry of creating and promoting their apps pa, because with GCash, they now have access to more than 33 million registered users. But at the same time, it also serves as their own storefront. So we're working with the big brands out there, McDonald's, KFC, Lazada, and so much more. And it's continuously growing because it's a new storefront for us and for our partners. And also because it's tied to our wallet, secure one-click transactions. So again, it's helping a lot of our business partners.
Okay.
And of course, last, and you mentioned it already, we are continuously democratizing financial services and making it truly accessible to all. It's really finance for all. We already have our G-Save, where we have the best interest rates in the country at around 3.1% to 4% based on your promo. Per annum yun, makikita sa ibang banks yun.
Okay.
G-Insure. Actually, it's also a very accessible insurance. This time around, actually, insurance is your next best protection. Diba?
Agree.
Wala tayong vaccine pa eh. But with insurance, diba, you could protect yourself and your family. Diba? And we have COVID-19 and dengue coverage. with G Insure. Very, very accessible. And of course, what you mentioned, G Invest. For the longest time, investment as seen as parang elite lang na nakakapag-invest, di ba? I need to have this much money para makapag-invest ako. Now we've launched new funds. Actually, we have 5 new funds in G Invest. You could invest for as low as 50 pesos for locally denominated funds with baskets like Globe, of course, SM, Ayala is there. And we have our international funds where there are funds containing Google, Amazon, even Tesla. Oo. With that, actually, you could only invest for as low as 1,000 pesos. So again, truly investment is now accessible to everyone. And of course, pushing with our vision for finance for all, we want to make sure that everyone can access GCash. Actually, there's a very, very good story that we had that a couple of weeks ago, someone, actually, I think it's in Batangas, is trying to buy fish from a fisherman dun sa baybayin at wala siyang cash. The fisherman said, "Ma'am, i-GCash nyo na lang." Diba?
Taray.
So actually, even for us, it's a very heartwarming story. But more than that, you truly see technology empowering everyone. So again, it's financial inclusion coming into reality, and we're going to keep on pushing it. We're going to keep on making our services accessible and affordable so that everyone can enjoy and be successful with GCash.
Okay, very optimistic, Winsley. How about you, Zoe? Are you as optimistic about how your company will survive 2021? That seems like a repeat of 2020.
Thanks for your question, Ms. Tina. From surviving to thriving, as Mr. Winsley shared, technology is important for everyone. Actually, technology also very important for our delivery service. Technology in transport and logistics has played a pivotal role in setting up even the fastest Filipino business and success. Despite today's moment challenge, the overall result leads to national building as well as the strengthening of regional economies. First, the on-demand economy and the e-delivery service in particular have improved, and the supply chain, it has made it possible for buyers and sellers to meet too because of distant locations. Second, e-commerce has also leveled the playing field, making it possible for new entrepreneurs to promote their products and services to a whole new marketplace. These more tech-savvy businessmen and businesswomen are using digital tools at their disposal to understanding their market, provide them the best option, and ensure the safety, soonest delivery of those products. An ecosystem thus is being born. Third, these entrepreneurs are also instrumental in promoting the best offering from their regions, from agriculture products, the finest clothing, some accessories, rugs, and other works, and others. All of a sudden, a resident in NCR is made aware of can now order cherished decorations and also local handicrafts from some like Luzon Island to Visayas and also McDonald's. Of course, ensure our employees' safety is always our priority things, and this situation is as normal. So we also considering once the vaccine is available, we will provide the vaccine for all our employees.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Very good. How about you, Rose? A year later, are you optimistic?
Well, of course, there's no way for us, there's this old adage, there's this saying that goes like, when you're down, there's no way for you to go than to go up, right? So I guess last year was really the worst already, So we're seeing, as I've been mentioning, we're very active with a dose of hope, We're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel with the anticipation of the vaccine. And just recently, we heard that the government now is open to allowing businesses to procure vaccine, because at the start, it was very challenging for us, for our group, because we have to, come up with a tripartite agreement with the government, for us to be able to just have access to the vaccine, no? So we have to give donation. 50% was to be donated to the government, although technically it's 100% donation by the private sector because you're giving it for free to your employees, no? I guess my take is just very basic, no? For you to future-proof your business, no? For us to, because definitely the road to recovery can be sooner, not later already, no? As I've mentioned, we see the developments, no? So for you to future-proof your business, continue doing capacity building, capability building. That's what we're doing. That's what, the other businesses have done, no, for them to be able to thrive in this, like for example, riding in this wave of digitalization, no. So you have to, build capabilities, no, like what we are doing now. At Wilcon, no, we're doing so many things. We're upgrading our CRM, we're upgrading our loyalty program, and then we're integrating our POS to make a seamless, approach, no? Because even if you're online, you still have to give that experience to your customer, no? And now with all these challenges that we're facing, the disruption and all of this, no? I guess the new trend now is for last mile. It's same day delivery now, so that's a challenge for all of us, no. So I mentioned about ecosystem, balancing your ecosystem, no. So that's very basic, and especially for retail, it's very basic that you make sure that your employees are safe, they're protected when they go to work. You have to have visibility of your people. We have the contact tracing. We follow strictly the protocols in retail, no? That's why when you go to Wilcon, you would imagine, am I in the hospital? I mean, regularly disinfect the stores and all this, no? So just remember to follow protocols, give a safe, secure environment to your people and of course to your customers. I guess it's going to be easy for us to recover, no? So yeah, I'm very hopeful. And of course, we all learned the lessons of last year. We are very resilient as a nation. No, we were very agile. We're very fast in responding, and we should remain hopeful because we can easily adapt to whatever situation. No, so we know that this will not go away in, let's say, a year or two. It will still be there. Just continue to protect yourself, and of course, let's set our mind into positive things. No, be optimistic. Have that growth mindset. I guess it's in the mindset. No, because if you have this positive mindset, I would say that things would easily go your way. No, so yeah,
Nice.
very
Okay. So I guess from that, then we go to our final question, and it's the question of our webinar. Do you see recovery happening in 2021? Winsley, what do you think? Is recovery on the horizon?
You know what, Tina? Again, I'm going to echo what I mentioned earlier. We will not be able to eradicate the problem, but we will be better at solving problems. So I guess recovery in 2021 will be a shared responsibility.
Okay.
All we need to do our part, all of us. So to be a successful nation at this, we need to be able to help individuals and families successfully recover.
Okay.
Right? So we can contribute towards this recovery. Again, I like what Ms. Rose mentioned, following safety protocols, promoting cashless transactions, supporting the community any way we can. But most importantly, I want everyone to realize that all of us here, not just the ones in this panel, we are in a position to solve most of the problems that we face today. So I know that technology is now a major game changer and a great equalizer. Before, if you notice, diba kung kailangan mo mag-pivot, kailangan mo mag-invest ng capital, kailangan mong gumawa ng bagong store, gumawa ng bagong whatever. But now, as you see, people have been pivoting with technology, diba? So I encourage everyone to be creative and resourceful in using technology in solving everyday problems. In GCash, we believe in making Filipino lives better every day. And we are ready in empowering consumers to live their best life with digital payments and accessible financial solutions. And we are ready to support businesses to thrive better in the face of our new challenges.
Nice. Thank you. How about you, Zoe? What do you think?
Yes, I think we are in a changing landscape where digital blurs physical boundaries. The challenge to logistics is to adapt these changes with the resources. There must always be a drive to evolve beyond the competitions to deliver the best service for your partners. Recovery is a constant learning process. I have to say so. At the same time, we always take the positive stance and see the light at the end of the tunnel. As long as we comply with the health and the safety protocols of the IATF and the Department of Health, then we can all help us slow down the spread of the virus. We must all work together and continue to support our government efforts to solve the health crisis. Marmin Salaman, and stay safe.
Thank you. Thank you. How about you, Rose?
Oh yes, definitely. Just focus on what we've learned in the past year, the invaluable experience that we've had, and of course the learnings. I've mentioned about unity. I've mentioned about being agile, being nimble, and all this. So yeah, there's no way for us to go than to go up. Definitely, we're on the road to recovery. And as I've mentioned earlier, let's just protect ourselves, make sure that we do our part in ensuring that our country would be safe. We saw this in other countries, we saw improvements. I'm sure some of our neighboring countries, they're like Taiwan and all these other countries, they're already going back to normal, and there's no way really for us than to go up really. So yeah, we're anticipating going back to the normal. And of course, it's very important that we are not just digitally connected, but physically connected, because we still miss that social aspect of life. Especially, when you shop, it's very important still to experience it firsthand. I mean, in person, So yeah, we're very optimistic. Yeah, I guess 2021 is a very hopeful year for us. Not probably in the first half, but maybe in the second half, third or fourth quarter, once the vaccine arrives. And the challenge now is to roll out the vaccine to have a more organized and more seamless approach of administering it, and of course to convince the 70% of our population at least to believe in the vaccine, because the risk of having the vaccine is lower than the risk of having the coronavirus.
Okay, thanks. So on that note, we end our discussion today. We reached the time, but I'll leave the rest of the time for our panelists. Thank you again for accepting our invitation to give your final message for today on our topic of recovery. Are we there yet? We'll start again with you, Winsley. Final message for today.
Hi. So thank you, Tina, and everyone who organized this event. And of course, it's such an honor to be part of this very illustrious panel. So again, in GCash, our purpose is to, again, make Filipino lives better every day. And we will ensure to continuously improve and be attuned to the insights of our consumers and businesses, of course, in fighting and changing and solving our problems. So we will help to find solutions to our problems with tech, and hopefully you join us in this journey. So thank you very much, everyone.
Okay. Thank you, Winsley. Zoe?
Yeah, thanks, Ms. Tina. Thanks. We also feel so honored to have join this conference. I just want to share to all our audience or our customers that you may just better stay at home, and also may come explore your online business. And then you just hand over your business to us, and we help you to deliver your services. And we will continuously to provide the quality and the fast, efficient deliver services. And in this new year, we also will launch our new service products, like may provide the free pickup in limited areas, and also our promotions will still continuously. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, Zoe. How about you, Rose? Final message for today.
This is just temporary. I'm sure everybody would agree, So let's all ride the new wave. I mean, the digital wave. Let's all ride it. And of course, omni-channel strategy is here to stay. the store will still be very much relevant because it's going to be last mile delivery if your strategy is omnichannel. And let's just, continue to be hopeful. We have to build our capabilities if you're in business, And of course, I'd like to encourage everyone to still keep on buying and spending to stimulate the economy, It will help more people, I guess, even if you buy from the small vendors there, for them to be able to augment their needs, So let's consumption is really very important to uplift, to open their economy. So you just keep on buying, and let's anticipate the revenge in shopping soon, maybe the third or fourth quarter.
Okay.
So yeah, we are all in this together. This is just temporary.
Thank you again for that very interesting discussion. Thank you, Winsley, Zoe, and Rose, for taking part in our first webinar for Project Rebound. This is also our own, like you guys, our own contribution. Like you said, a shared responsibility for our nation to recover. So that's it for our discussion today. We're grateful to the panel, and we hope that our audience was able to learn a thing or two. And that's it. And thank you again, and for being part of Inquirer Project Rebound, presented by the Philippine Daily Inquirer. And once again, we'd like to thank the following sponsors for making this live stream event possible. GCash, kaya mo, GCash mo. Medicard, prescribed by doctors. San Miguel Corporation, one of the Philippines' largest and most diversified conglomerates, generating about 5.5% of the country's GDP in 2019 through its highly integrated operations in beverages, food, packaging, fuel and oil, power, and infrastructure. In the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, San Miguel committed to continue all major projects and forge ahead with new investments to help rebuild the country and generate more jobs for Filipinos. And then there's Filipino Shell Petroleum Corp, represents the downstream operations of the Shell Group in the Philippines, a network of companies involved in oil and gas exploration, importation, distribution, marketing, and other services. It is the longest-running energy company in the country. And then Union Bank, bank the way you live. And we'd also like to thank Inquirer.net, Mega Mobile, and Inquirer Company of the Inquirer Group of Companies. And to our organization, our partners, thank you to PANA, MBC, PCCI, RFP, PBSP, BCCP, LCF, SHDA, PSIA, PRSP, PBED, and PRA. Again, thank you to our viewers for being part of the discussion. Continue reading the Philippine Daily Inquirer for authoritative news and features. Once again, I'm Tina Dumlao, the Business Features Editor of the Inquirer. Thank you for joining us, and good morning. Thank you.
As a retailer, dapat well-presented ako sa lahat ng ginagawa ni Shem. Since given na yung quality, ang kailangan kong gawin is yung safety lahat ng pumapasok na customer, as well as overall ng safety ng buong bawat stasyon. Kung minsan, hindi mo lang talaga maiwasan, may mga challenges. Siguro for the 15 years, nagpipick up ako sa Limay. Pag nag-announce siya ng wala ng allocation, so ang gagawin ng tanker, kailangan lumipat sila sa Tabangao or Poro. So which is 5 to 7 hours of travel one way.
Minsan po kasi medyo mahirap kasi nagkukuhan kami sa mga daan na matraffic.
During lockdown, itong pandemic na to, nag-announce kami na meron kaming Subic Terminal na bagong pwede. Masaya kami na convenience para sa amin mga retailer ng North Luzon and para sa mga customer namin as well.
The moves that we are undertaking are really in line with our expansion plans. So we make sure that not only are we actually converting Tabangao into a world-class import facility on its own, but actually we are setting up a network of import facilities all across the country. This Subic import facility is certainly one of them. This actually allows us to have a more robust and more reliable supply chain. because not only are we relying on one source of finished product, we now have 3 distributed supply sources in the country.
Subic complements our existing asset base very well. It positions us to continue to deliver quality fuels to our customers, improves our ability to do that in the areas where they need the most, consistent with our organizational growth plans and where we found that we weren't as strong from a supply chain perspective. So our partners can count on sustained reliability and the continued delivery of quality fuels.
Shell has access to 24 terminals all over the country. Tabangao mainly caters for Metro Manila. North Mindanao Import Facility caters for Mindanao. Subic will cater now to Central Luzon, Northern Luzon, and even parts of Metro Manila. It enhances our cost competitiveness because we now have an import terminal in that area.
My role as facility manager is to ensure safety and compliance across our operations, starting from vessel receiving to storing in tanks, and then loading in tank trucks, which delivers to our customers. Our daily goal is to ensure that we serve our customer with the best quality of fuels at the right quantity and at the right time.
The promise to sustain and continue to give our best, whether as fuel or as a service, and make sure that we will keep an open mind sa lahat ng suggestions and comments to further improve our operations.
So we'd like to assure our customers and the general public our supply will continue to be reliable and available to all of our customers.
Siguro yung pagiging part of something bigger than yourself. You're serving the fuel needs of the Philippines in general. So I think that's the best part.
We are actually investing over 1 billion pesos to convert Tabangao into an import facility over the coming years. The fact that we have established our North Mindanao import facility a couple of years back, and the fact that we are now inaugurating this facility is a true demonstration of Shell's commitment to the country.
I want to be like Mama when I grow up. Mama says learning can take us from where we are to where we can be. It can change us from who we are to who we can be. That in teaching minds, we also end up teaching hearts. Thank you for taking care of Mama Mina so that she can inspire more people to do more.
Deals, brands you love, secure transactions, all in GCash. Your super life app. G-Life mo na yan.